Alright guys, this is about making a lot of money in niches. You've all heard the riches are in the niches. I like ugly stuff and in the niches. People don't work in there, you can exploit it, you can make tons of money in short periods of time. One thing that people do wrong is they have this idea that they got to keep busy. Busy doesn't matter, it's profitable. I'd rather make $200,000 in 1 month than try to make $250,000 over the year. Because if you figure out how to make $200,000 in 1 month, you'll figure out how to make 300, 400, and you can just keep adding to it. And then you still have all those other months. Of course, it's going to take some runway. So when I was talking about the Christmas lights or something, but I'm going to give you an example on gutters. Gutters is not niche seasonal for me anymore because I'm in so many states. That's by design. We literally clean gutters every day, 5 days a week. So not every Saturday and Sunday and not on holidays, but every day, somewhere, we're doing complexes, and generally dozens of them, even on days when you would never think, not in the busy season. But I want to show you how you can do this, okay? You got to master the craft of other people's time. You have to leverage other people's time in these blue-collar service businesses. So this is how I did it with gutters, okay? It was in New Jersey, it was cold. There's a short period of time between about November 20th to December 15th. Back then it used to get cold and snow and I was always rushing to get it done. So let's just call it 3 weeks, 18 days, because you have Monday through Saturday, kind of work on Saturday. I used to strategically pick apartment complexes that wouldn't give me a hard time to do it on Saturday. The condo associations never allowed it. So I'd literally line up 18 days or whatever I could get in there. One guy could gross $1,000 if they were really good. Someone like myself, I was young, I was moving, I was flying, right? I'd do more than that. But I knew guys could produce $800 for me, but they were costing $350. So the way I figured that was with their labor, their workers' comp, the cost of gas, blowers, vans, ladders, okay? When I got that down to 3 or 4 guys in a van, I could get that cost even lower than that. But for this exercise, we'll call it $350. Every one of them can produce $800. They cost me all in, taxes, everything, $350, okay? That means I'm clearing $450 on every man. All right, when you first start out, let's call it you're paying yourself the same amount, right? You have 4 guys out there, you're doing $450. You're doing $1,800 a day. That sounds pretty good, right? When you're getting going, whatever. You work for 10 days, you net $18,000, you're done. But I had multiple guys going, okay? And then you have 10 guys going, okay? Then you're making 450 times 10. You're making $4,500 a day. You work 20 days or so, right? 18, 20 days, 4,500 times 10, $45,000. 4,500 times 20, $90,000, okay? That becomes, now you got a nice business. You're netting this. The whole way I did it was I was renting vans, I was using day laborers, they were on, and then I would just cut it. Everybody go home, as soon as it snows, as soon as we're done with that last complex, and I would just wait for the money to come in, okay? That's how I started doing it. Then, I'm just always looking to extend that season. That's how much money you can make in niches. But listen how I even broke it even more, okay? Then I had 20 guys going. And then those margins, because of the economies of scale, I could put an extra guy on a crew. We started getting faster. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now all of a sudden you got 20 guys netting $450. You're doing $9,000 a guy. And I was squeaking in on more days. I might get another 3 or 4 days in there. I'll try to push every day. Start a little earlier in the season, we'll end a couple days later, okay? 20 days, 20 guys, $9,000 a day. All of a sudden it's $180,000 net profit, okay? Very short periods of time. Of course it took me months to build up to that. Scheduling customers. I was doing all of this on my own. Email, calls, I was doing everything, bookkeeping. I'd go in there and make a lot of money and be done. But here's the go. Once you start getting 3, 4, 5 guys, because I had done it in landscaping, I was always trying to shave off expenses and then get more work done by the same guys. So to get to a place where guys were producing $800, I had to make some adjustments. I already was getting there, but once I had like 10 guys, I started getting them to $850 a day, to produce $900. Now I have guys producing on a regular over $1,000, always over $1,000, and their cost of them was staying the same, right? So now you're picking up another $150 a guy per day. If you have 10 guys, just 10 guys, you're picking up $1,500 more in net profit to you every day. 5 days a week, $7,500. You can see how powerful that can be, even in short periods of time. How did I do that? I used to sit there and like think in my bed. I would sit there for a half hour and think, how can I do this faster? How can I do it safer? So one of the ways we did it was, there's 3 types of ladder: type 1, type 2, type 3. Everybody uses basically type 1. You see them at Home Depot, they're heavy. I'd never use a fiberglass, that's something else. Aluminum ladders, you get type 2 and you get some bigger ones, they can move faster. That person will end up producing maybe $80 or $100 more just off the light ladders. So if that ladder cost me $300, I know basically in 3 days it's going to pay for itself. So guess what I did? I just started buying all new ladders, sell the other shit on Craigslist. Now I got all new ladders. I did the same thing with backpack blowers, okay? Backpack blowers might cost $650. I want the best ones, the most powerful, the best on gas, not just for the cost of gas. I didn't care about that. I didn't want the guys filling up. The newer blowers use less gas, so you can get more stuff done because you're not filling up as often. Those were 2 key factors. I even had the way we were stacking the ladders and everything. How can we do this faster? And then it was like a drill sergeant. It was like a fire drill when we came out of the van. One guy said one time, it's like you guys are Marines coming in to take out Bin Laden. That's how I had that thing running. And I was always shaving money off, picking up $50 per guy. I did it in every business. That's how you can make a ton of money in niche services. You can add to your existing business, or if you're just starting, I would start on really niche stuff. Get in and get out of there. Even if you had a job, you could go in and make a bunch of money, like on Christmas lights, on gutter cleaning, stuff that people aren't even thinking about. It's ugly. Get in there. People don't want to do it. There's huge profit margins. You can go in there. And again, when I was saying paying these guys that, I was paying them more than the competition. I had them fully insured. I was doing everything right, paying taxes. There's guys out there not doing all that. They'd be making even more. So I was doing everything right, and there's massive things. And of course, I grew it to 30 guys, 40 guys. Now I have hundreds of guys, lots of them subcontractors, but now I have another formula. There's subcontractors all over the states, 29 states, making money. But now the months extend. There's more time. I was doing it in the spring in New Jersey and the fall. A little longer period in the spring because I wasn't worried about weather. The fall, it was super compact. It's still like that, but because we get so many calls, so many emails, so much interest, we just keep extending that season. Some of these complexes want to get done 4 times, so that's why we're always working. Think about the niches. How can you exploit it? It's like Chris Root said on our show. How can you have advantages in business ethically, legally, morally? There are so many advantages. People aren't looking at that. How can you go in there and take that market share, take over that niche in that short period of time, steal that from all the competitors who do not do what I was doing? There's no gutter guys that were sitting there 30 minutes a night thinking, how do I shave off 2 minutes per building on one guy? Because when I did it on one guy, I did it on everyone. I used to strategize with my guys, ask them questions, get in their head. They would tell me things. Oh, buying Cougar Paw boots, that's like the Air Jordan or roofing boots. They're like Spider-Man boots. I bought everybody those boots. They're like over $200 now. I had all kinds of boots, the pads in there so they can change them out anytime they want, because that would shave off time on the building and get them producing over $1,000. I put Red Bull, Monster, donuts, everything in the thing, so you have everything you need. Then guess what happens? Instead of guys going out to the deli and taking an hour for lunch, all the food's there. I'd have pizza ordered in. They eat for 20 minutes. They sit there for 10 minutes on their phone, and then people start going, that would be another way, yet again, to make more money. They want to sit there, they can. Most guys want to get back at it. Some of them had profit sharing and stuff, so they'd make any more money. Think of all these ways to make money on other people's time, and then how do you exploit the niches?